Bill Haney admits that he's the boss of Devin Haney and not the other way around, as he comes out and does a live stream in which he says, "Don't blame Devin. That order came from the top down. It came from me, not him." And then proceeds to say some of the most amazing things you'll hear in a boxing interview in a while. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, Bill Haney told everybody what everybody already knew, which is that Devin Haney ain't running nothing in DHP. Bill Haney is, and he said it in a live stream. He said, "Don't talk about Devin or blame Devin for this lawsuit. This ain't about Devin, this lawsuit. This lawsuit's about me. This lawsuit came from the top down. It didn't come from Devin, it came from the top down. It came from me down." That is Bill Haney very clearly saying that he's the boss of Devin Haney and not the other way around. Now, some people will say that what I'm saying is just the way that I took it. Okay, maybe it is the way that I took it. However, if you really are a fan of Devin Haney, you should hope that what Bill Haney said is the truth. And it's not Devin that came up with this ridiculous idea, because then maybe Devin can be saved from this ridiculous idea that did not come from him. It came from Bill. Now, before I get into exactly how Bill Haney is funneling Devin Haney into irrelevance, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. Thank you, Matty-O, for the many super thanks that you've supported the channel with. Barbara D, everybody else that comes by the channel. Thank you guys. Also, phenomenal show. Let me say thank you to Phenomenal Show. Definitely got to say Mr. Pragmatic and Mrs. Pragmatic. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody that contributed and bid on these signed Tommy Hearn gloves and the other paraphernalia, the other memorabilia that we have that we're using to fund the nonprofit engagement that we're trying to complete. But let's get into this. I had to do that little bit of plug of this. All right, so Bill Haney is absolutely trying to run Devin Haney's career into the ground. He said some things in this interview which were basically delusional. And let me tell you what it was. First thing he says is talking about Ryan Garcia. Besides the fact that he said he was the reason for that lawsuit. Let me do the lawsuit thing first, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I'm going to tell you as a matter of fact, that lawsuit is terrible. When Bill Haney said that if in this live stream, I couldn't believe he said this, man. He said, look, if Oscar De La Hoya is getting damages, then I'm getting damages. This ain't about Devin. If Bill Haney, if Oscar De La Hoya is getting damages, then we getting damages. That's why we suing. Bro. Oscar De La Hoya is not getting any damages. And you can say the word damages till you're purple in the face. Oscar's not getting damages. He is getting his money returned to him. That's not damages. He didn't claim that he was harmed. It was the New York State Athletic Commission that said that Ryan has to forfeit his money. So the person that put the money up gets the money back. Devin didn't put up no money. You don't get nothing back. You didn't put in on this, man. So you don't get nothing. All right? Period. However, his use of the word damages in that circumstance tells you and shows you if you know what you're listening to, that Bill Haney has no clue what he's doing when it comes to these particular issues. And honestly, I don't think he's got a foot to stand on in any of it. But it's his decision to do it and not Devin's. If that's true, Devin needs to find somebody else to make his decisions, because this is nothing but a waste of money. Unless Bill is paying for it himself. If Bill is paying for it himself, have at it. If you're paying for it, though, you got to stop spending my money, because this is not going to come out the way you think it's going to come out. We're just going to pay lawyers' fees, and they're going to throw this out. But anyway, the other portion of it was completely delusional, was the conversation that took place about Vada and Ryan Garcia and the discussion that Bill Haney had about Liam Paro. The Liam Paro one was the most delusional. I will get rid of the Vada test one very fast. Bill Haney says, we will rematch you if you got 48 hours to take Vada testing. Well, right there, we can stop with that, because guess what? Ryan Garcia is still suspended until next April. Ryan Garcia cannot submit to Vada testing right now and have it mean anything. What he has to do is submit, according to that order, he has to submit a clean test at the end of the year's suspension, one, and he has to have a physical that says that he is in position to come back, or in the type of condition, mental and physical condition, and clean of any type of supplement, any type of illicit supplements. All that stuff has to be in place before he can be lifted from his year suspension, which ends on April 20th of 2025. So him doing Vada testing right now absolutely means nothing. It's just a waste of money, because he can't fight, right? Unless you're saying we need you on Vada testing for the next year in order for us to agree to a rematch with you, which, by the way, is also another form of delusion, because, bro, you don't got no money to force. Man, Ryan probably don't want to rematch with you. Oscar and those guys ain't gonna want to work with you. You're suing them. So why would they work with you again? You're suing them for battery and fraud for a fight that took place in a ring. And guess what? Sorry to do the little bit of a legal dip. You cannot sue somebody for fraud, which is inducing you into a contract, but then claim that claim that they have to pay you under the contract and pay you for frauding them, for fraud and inducing them into a contract that you claim shouldn't even exist. I know that may be a difficult thought process for some people, but trust you me, a judge is not going to miss it. You cannot, in most instances, sue for both a tort and breach of contract from something arising from the same action. Because that action, if it's a breach of contract, means you consented to it. But that action, if you consented to it, cannot be based in fault, cannot be battery. But anyway, that's a little much. Let's get to the purely delusional thing, where Bill Haney claims that Matchroom refused to put up money for Liam Paro to fight Devin Haney. And that's the reason that the fight didn't happen, because Devin didn't outprice himself. It's that Matchroom didn't, and Turkey didn't want to put up the money for him. No, sir. They did put up the money for Liam Paro to fight someone. That person is Richardson Hitchens, who's fighting with Matchroom. They put the money up. They didn't want to put up the money for Devin, because that's the person that's not fighting. Liam is fighting. Devin is not fighting. So how is it that the people that were willing to put up money for Liam to fight, but weren't putting up money for Devin to fight, were really interested in Devin fighting and not Liam fighting? That bill is ridiculous. Twisted logic that nobody should follow, including yourself. Eddie Hearn already said what the deal was. You priced yourself out, because Eddie said you were going to want Way too much money for somebody like Liam Paro. When we think you're not even ready for Liam Paro right now, you should be taking a tune-up against somebody that is easy to beat. You shouldn't get in the ring with Liam Paro right now. You just got whooped and your head ain't right. That's what Eddie Hearn said. Eddie didn't say, well, we're going to go take Liam to, and then watch this other story he tells. But he says that Eddie and those guys are out there working hard to get the government of Australia to help subsidize the fight for Liam Paro and Devin, right? No, Bill. Guess who does that? Bob Arum does that. That's not an Eddie move. That's a Bob Arum move. Bob Arum is the one that has the relationships with the promoters in Australia and puts on those fights in Australia and gets those fights subsidized in Australia. Bob does that. Eddie hasn't done that. Al doesn't do that. That's Bob's move. So how are you going to tell me that Eddie was trying to do that when Eddie's never done that before? You fought George Kambosos over there in Australia with Bob. And to boot, Bob did it before with Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. That's a Bob move. That's not Eddie. So Bill is sitting saying that's what they were trying to do. No, that's not what they were trying to do. They had Liam Paro fight in Puerto Rico. They're going to have Liam Paro fight in the United States, just like Tim Tszyu will fight in Australia every once in a while, but for the most part, he's fighting in the United States. They're bringing those Australians here. They're not doing all those fights there because those fights aren't going to generate the money. They're bringing them here. But anyway, pure delusion out there, man. I'm telling you, pure delusion. And ain't no other way to say it. Number one, Bill is saying that he's the one running Devin's career, saying it. It's from the top down, him, right? And then he's claiming that, talking about I'll rematch you if you have Vada tests with somebody that you're suing. And then to talk about that they really didn't want to pay, that the people that are paying for Liam Paro's next fight didn't want to pay for Liam Paro's fight, but they wanted to pay for Devin, who they wouldn't even let in the building in London for free for the AJ fight and wouldn't even take a picture with him. But you still out here selling this idea that Turkey Al-Sheikh is playing Captain Saber Devin? Man, stop. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.